The NHL playoff race is on, and with just a month left in the regular season, every game counts. In the East, Boston, Detroit, and Columbus are fighting for wild card spots. Columbus leads the odds for the Cinderella run with 57% chance to make the second round. Out West, the Utah Mammoth could be the surprise team with a 13% chance to reach the Cup final. Colorado Avalanche dominate the top, but even they aren't immune to a late season shock. Meanwhile, teams like Vancouver and Calgary are eyeing the draft lottery and a potential top pick. Whether it's playoff battles, fantasy picks, or draft dreams, the NHL is starting to heat up. And keep your eyes on these matchups because 1 month from now, the playoff picture could look very different than it does this second. Now, Monday is a big day. NHL is 1 month from the end of the regular season. Fun pop culture tie into this, March 16th, Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, which is today. A nod for fans celebrating NCAA Selection Sunday may have distracted the casual sports fan with bracket picks, but the NHL playoff race is heating up and where you need to be. Let's take a look at the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. The Boston Bruins right now have the first wild card spot. They have a 74.6% chance to make the playoffs as the first wild card spot. Current matchups right now that you're going to see over the course of this week, they have the Buffalo Sabres, who they are 2-1-0 against. They're 0-1-1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning and 1-1-0 against the Carolina Hurricanes. So that could they could face a tough fight in this division, but their head-to-head records do matter. The Detroit Red Wings right now currently sitting second in the wild card. They have a 34.5% chance. They are struggling against those teams, Carolina, Buffalo, and Tampa Bay. Columbus, an 84.1% chance to make the wild card. They have a strong record against Buffalo and Tampa, but one loss to Carolina so far. They may have the highest odds, the Columbus Blue Jackets, to make the second round at 57% and the Cup final at 12%. Could they be this season's Cinderella team like the Florida Panthers were a couple of years ago?
Yeah, they might with the way that their odds continue to go up out there in Columbus. Now in the Western Conference, it's the Utah Mammoth that is the wild card one, 93.5% chance, best odds among wild card contenders to advance out west. They have a competitive record against Vegas, Anaheim, and Edmonton, and they have a strong statistical chance as they have a 13% chance to reach the Cup final and a 6.3% chance to win it all. As for the wild card two position, the San Jose Sharks have a mixed record versus the Avalanche, must navigate the Pacific Division juggernauts to be able to claim this particular spot. And in the Central Division, it's the Colorado Avalanche in the C1 spot, dominant with a 97 points on the season, likely the top seed and heavy favorite out west. This is the first wild card in the West, and the first wild card in the West could have an easier path possibly than the East wild cards, as Utah's deep run is a real possibility.
Yeah, the East has been very, very loaded this year in the NHL. The West hasn't been slacking all that far behind, but the East has definitely been a lot more loaded and top heavy this year.
Looking at the upcoming schedule to watch and some NHL trade deadline and fantasy takeaways. In terms of the takeaways from the deadline from a couple of weeks ago, Avalanche dominated, hard to beat, likely to secure the top seed. Eastern contenders definitely whiffed. Trade deadline moves did not reshape balance as much as expected. And the fantasy pickup advice for anybody out there that's playing NHL fantasy hockey: every team has 15 games left. Tracking head-to-head stats could guide you late season fantasy movers. Now, upcoming schedule to watch, Monday, there's a lot of great games.
Yeah, there are a lot of great games here tonight. The Boston Bruins taking on the New Jersey Devils, Detroit Red Wings taking on the Calgary Flames, Seattle Kraken against the Colorado Avalanche, Utah Mammoth against the Dallas Stars, and the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Colorado Avalanche. That'll be a little bit later on in the week. Important results this week will start to lock playoff seeding and potential matchups. So we are getting very, very close to playoff time, and we are getting very, very close to locking and clinching positions in the postseason.
Yeah, a lot of teams out of playoff contention, as you said, may start planning some rebuilds a little bit earlier than probably they wanted to. So that's your update on the NHL. A lot of games getting ready, and there's nothing like playoff hockey. and it'll be fun to cover in the next couple of weeks.